Hi, I'm Kaylee, and today I'm reviewing Wilkie Collins's The Woman in White. This is my second or third time rereading The Woman in White. I read it as part of my goal in 2023 to reread a bunch of my favorite classics and find out, are they still my favorites? And of course, The Woman in White is still definitely a favorite. Before we dive into my review, I'm going to reach back here to our Booktuber Shoutout book, and we're going to shout out somebody randomly. Today's shout out goes to Milena Reeds. I will leave a link to their channel in the description. Be sure to go over and subscribe to them. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up if you love classics like Wilkie Collins. And of course, follow me over on Goodreads and Instagram and Storygraph and all the places. In The Woman in White, Walter Hartwright is an art teacher who was hired to give drawing lessons to two sisters at a grand estate. Of course, he falls in love with one of them, Laura, but knows that he is too poor and lowly to be considered as a suitor. And besides, she is already engaged to Sir Percival, and so Walter tries to hide his love for her. However, a mysterious woman dressed all in white warns them against Sir Percival, claiming that he is a villain. Walter follows the clues to discover the identity of the woman in white and find out what terrible secret she is hiding. I love this book. I laughed, I cried bitterly, I was eaten up with suspense, I cringed in horror, and I cheered for my heroes until the very last page. This is a magnificent lion of a book. The only way I can describe it is that it has these little sparks of glory all through it, shining out to combat the black ooze of the villains. This is one of my two favorite books from Wilkie Collins, the other one being The Moonstone. And reading it for the second time was just as wonderful as the first time because there's still this intensity of suspense, even when you already know the ending. The writing is just so phenomenal. Every little detail of the story overlaps into a bigger drama. The plot has a lot of layers because Walter has to investigate the history of Sir Percival, trying to figure out whether or not he is a villain, and the woman in white is lurking in the background, leaving cryptic messages. And Laura is dealing with the social pressure to marry Sir Percival, and Marian is acting as an intermediary between all of them. And the plot covers several years as their circumstances change and the characters are forced into difficulties. It's really fascinating to see how all the clues and different circumstances come together in the end and everything is finally explained. It's part adventure, part mystery, and part romance. I love Walter's character. Years ago, I did a video of my 5 favorite heroes, and Walter Hartwright was one of them. He's so protective of those weaker than himself. He's the soul of honor and generosity. I really love that he has a very steady personality with a lot of wisdom. He takes the time to consider his actions. And he doesn't mind the drudgery of working at the same thing day in and day out. He's just really reliable, but also very passionate. But he keeps his passion in check. He directs all that energy to doing good for others. I just adore him so much. The two sisters, Marian and Laura, are wonderful characters. They are both really complex and multi-layered. Marian is especially resourceful and courageous, while Laura is more emotional and sensitive. I really loved the sisterly bond between them, and that strong friendship carries them through terrible times. The villain, Sir Percival, doesn't seem that bad at first, but gradually we begin to discover just how evil he really is. And there is another villain, Count Fosco, who has a very unique personality. He has these birds and white mice as pets, and he acts very affectionately towards them. He's very proper, he has charming manners, but he is also completely ruthless. It was just really interesting to see how these bad guys develop their plans and they leave the heroes helpless until the woman in white provides the final clue. This book is a complete masterpiece and it is a forever favorite of mine. Please leave me a comment and let me know what is your favorite book from Wilkie Collins, or what is one of your favorite classic mysteries. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.